The time is just gone 10 minutes to 10. The final discussion that we are having this morning on news and views. And shortly, we will be talking with the communications officer for Defend Our Democracy, Nonkululeko Mtambo. And we are talking about the State of the Nation address in a few weeks' time. It will be taking place on the 9th of February. Now, ahead of this, the SONA, and we know in previous SONA, we've seen the president address the country, talk about the state of the country, but it's been crisis after crisis. If one can recall the last State of the Nation address, there's so much that has been spoken about, whether we're talking about gender based violence, we're talking about youth. Last night, I hosted a panel discussion on youth and their future in the country, and that future is doom, it's gloom, and dark clouds are actually hanging over the youth. And with all much fanfare, we celebrated the achievements of our matriculants. But what about the thousands and thousands upon youth? 70% of the youth graduates that are unemployed in this country. And this country is just deepening itself into a hole. It's become like a bottomless pit. And this is the reason why we are talking this morning with Nonkululeko Mtambo about the rally that is taking place. This rally is entitled A Country in Crisis, the Real State of the Nation. Nonkululeko, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I summarized it into a bottomless pit. And this is what is actually the state or the real state of the nation of South Africa. How do you read into this, Nonkululeko?
I think you're not far off. What we would characterize it as is that the bottom is the people. That every drop that happens in the country, whether it's broken railways or load shedding or general corruption, state capture, it all falls on the back of the people, and we very literally pay for it, as seen in the recent tariff hikes. So I would characterize it as as us being the camel's back, and the government continuously adding straw upon straw upon straw.
Well, certainly. Now, this rally that we are talking about to take place on the 8th of February, 5 p.m., St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town. And obviously, the title speaks volumes. Just tell us, as to the thinking behind having this rally the day or the eve before the SONA.
The thinking was that at the end of the day, the real state of the nation is the country as it is experienced by its people. And so for us, it was giving an opportunity for the people who are actually the recipients of the government's decisions from the last state of the nation to now. How have these decisions affected you? What decisions do you think should be made in the future? And what are you expecting the next day? And so the preempting of the presidential State of the Nation address was definitely in thinking of that we have to at some point take stock of what has happened from the viewpoint of the ground, which is the people that are affected by the decisions that are made. And so that when the president does give new promises, he is well aware of how these promises are read on the ground and how they are received on the ground. So that was the general focus of the SONA preempting the presidential SONA.
Yes. Now, when one looks at the crisis that we are speaking about in this notification that has been given to me, Nonkululeko, talking about, simple things, day to day problems that people are faced with, trains not operating, joblessness, the corruption, state capture, act of sabotage, proliferation of mafia and criminal networks across various sectors. And at the end of the day, we've seen a number of these issues being addressed in the past, in past sonas by the president. In fact, even going back to 2018, where President Cyril Ramaphosa himself has made the statement that load shedding is history and we will never experience it again. And this is now the man who South Africa have once again put faith in with the electoral conference. He is set to lead the country for the next few years once again. But what more or what different can we expect, or what is the president? I mean, can he perform miracles to change things around?
I don't think necessarily South Africans are expecting miracles. I think people are expecting the government to do its job at the very least. Because many of the problems that we're facing are not due to a lack of resources, both human and natural. It's due to an incompetence, it's due to corruption, it's due to people sincerely just not doing their job. So, at a base level, South Africans expect things to function. If there's potholes on the road, let them be closed. If the lights are not working, give us the plan as to how they're going to work next time. Um, I don't think South Africans are ridiculous in their request or are far fetched at all. It's simply what doesn't work, what can be fixed right now, and give us the plan for how things are going to work later.
Yes. Now, yeah, looking at I suppose you would want maximum participation of the at the rally, and this is the reason why we are talking quite early, so people can obviously prepare and plan in advance. What can be expected, Nonkululeko?
What we are expecting, we have, as you've very graciously highlighted, we are meeting at St. George's Cathedral, and in that space, we are going to be highlighting the state of the nation in different sectors, including your education, healthcare, energy, so on and so forth. And what we want to do is give people who are working on the ground a platform for them for them to express the real state of the communities in which they are working. And just to harken back to your last question, in terms of what can be done differently this time, we want to show, as Defend Our Democracy, the organizing power of South African people, because fortunately we are a participatory democracy. So we don't only vote every 5 years. We must continuously be in conversation with the state, and this is part of that conversation. And as the more of us are there, the more powerful our voice will be.
Yes. Now I see a note here. It says registration is essential, so people need to register to be part of this forum.
Yes, they do. Just in terms of keeping our numbers and keeping everyone safe, please just, there's going to be a registration link right at the bottom of the poster that everyone sees. Thank you so much for putting it up. And also, it's going to be on our social media pages. And for everyone on our emailing list, they will also receive that registration link. Yes, and if everyone wants to be on our emailing list, they can certainly shoot us a message via our social media platforms. Twitter being the most used, it's at defend at for democracy SA. Excuse me.
Yes, Nonkululeko, thank you very much for that. And I'm sure closer to time, we definitely will have a follow up discussion as things progress and as you prepare for this rally that is going to take place on the 8th of February at 5 p.m. at St. George's Cathedral in Cape Town. All the best to you, and thank you once again for your time.
Thank you. Always.
Nonkululeko Mtambo joining us this morning, defend our democracy, this public rally ahead of the State of the Nation address. And we're going to go across now to be joined by Anissa Mazimpaka. We're talking about the vote of no confidence as in Johannesburg. Mayor Mpho Phalatse facing another motion of no confidence. And we see that the two biggest parties in the government coalition are starting to bicker. So we'll just try and find out a quick update on what can be expected. We're going to do that very, very shortly. We'll be joined by Anissa.